welcome to another episode.
Yay!
Hey! Hello, we're live. Wizardry has worked again. We are live on the internet.
We are live and ready to rock.
Oh, sorry then, in which case.
So yeah, it's time for another Polyhedron Collider live D&D session. And the Champions of Chance are on this week. I'm sorry we missed last week's session. I was on holiday. I'm not really sorry, actually. I was on holiday. It was great.
I was on holiday too.
You did unfortunately miss a fantastic session.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was actually really, really good. So, previously on the Champions of Chance, you headed to Goldenfields, a city-sized farm on the Trail of the Nightstone, which is a stolen obelisk which you believe to have some form of magical properties. While there, you found that this city or town of Goldenfields had been attacked previously by giants, and you were ready to spend the night. You'd made a deal to get some druids to go back to the village of Nightstone to help them replenish their crops. You were all planning to stay the night, and Zanhorn was out in the fields getting inspiration for some new songs with his new friend.
Having bested him in performance arts.
Yes. When they stumbled across a large group of goblins, bugbears, and ogres who were basically just ransacking the place, trying to get food into barrels, into sacks, and onto carts. You all leapt into action. Haval jumped onto his horse. Haval jumped on his horse and headed north to try and raise the guard to find them basically most of them sitting on their ass, scratching themselves, with no seem to be interest. And then pointed out, well, the best thing to do is get one of the bells ringing, the alarm bells, which is probably the best thing, is the abbey, while they start getting the guards ready. So Haval headed south. During that time, the rest of the party, along with some allies, started attacking the ogres, goblins, and bugbears that were in the town square. You managed to get most of them to flee, and they headed both south, east, and west. And you chased them and split the party.
It'll be fine.
Some people have headed south, some people have headed east, some people have headed west. During this time, Cenza was nose deep in some paperwork that he discovered, because unfortunately Paul couldn't make it in the last session. So Cenza had found a load of old manuscripts on giant lore. And you just got to the bottom. You think you've written down everything you can and transcribed all these notes into your journals and made beautiful sketches. When you look up and realize the tavern is completely empty. And there's some kind of shouting going on from outside.
Oh, crap, not again. So jump up, run outside. Whereabouts was the tavern in relation to everything else?
So, if I quickly pop the map back onto Goldenfields. So, the tavern was here at G8. Yeah. Red is Haval's route as he went up to the guardhouse and brewery and back down again, whereas everyone else headed to the town square. So you can see there's a commotion coming from the town square to the south.
We promised we weren't just trying to draw a massive cock and balls on the map. Honestly, that wasn't what we were going for.
Really? I would probably head for the town centre then. Okay.
So you get to the town square and you see the evidence of some kind of ruckus. Some of the carts that were in the town square are on fire, lighting the way. There's the dead bodies of several goblins and bugbears, which are like big, 6.5 foot goblins is the best way to describe them, but hairier and meaner. There's also, you see the dead body of the innkeeper who you met. He is unfortunately dead at the side of the road. So obviously people left in a hurry. So that's the innkeeper Miros. You can basically see paths leading south, which is towards the abbey. You can see something east, which is basically towards the walls and the fields. So it's kind of that way. And then west. Westish, is heading back towards the animal pens.
Okay. Whereabouts is Zaval at this point? If he's gone all the way up to the guard post and on his way back down.
Make a perception check just to see if you can see anything.
No.
7. No, you've got no idea which way he's gone. You think you might be able to see some horse tracks, but they then get lost in the horse tracks of the general traffic. So you're not a wilderness man, you're a book man.
Yeah.
You're completely lost in that regard.
I would probably assume then that folks have gone towards the Abbey being the most defensible position, also being a gathering place. So I would head there.
That makes sense.
That's ever so logical.
So you head south to the Abbey. Zanhorn, you are currently disguised as a bugbear using magical powers. And you've been traipsed through the fields by this goblin it looks like he's more a little bit lost. And he's looking at you more and more suspiciously as time passes by because he's speaking to you in Goblin and you can't understand Goblin.
I'm going to look down at him and I'm going to say, don't know what happened. God bonked me on the head. Can't understand what you're saying. Speak their filthy language.
He looks at you puzzled and goes,
"You're a bit thick, aren't you, even for a bugbear?"
Yeah, and I've got a bit of a bonk on the head. What are we doing again?
Oh, you idiot. We need to grab some food and get back to the wall.
Oh, yeah, that's it. I thought we were looking for the howlers.
Yeah, they must be around here somewhere. Filthy fucking hill howlers.
How many we got again?
How many what we got?
Howlers, you idiot.
I don't know. They're not my clan. Filthy howlers. Oh, hello. What do we have here?
He passes through some grain in the field, and slumped in front of you, snoring quite loudly, is the halfling bard that you've met earlier, Mr. Oren Yogolvi.
Hey, he'll do, won't he? I reckon we tie him up, he'll feed Go quite nicely, won't he?
No. He looks like he wouldn't feed anything. Look at him, he's all scrawny. We need to find something bigger and more tasty.
That knock on your head to fit your eyes? He's a fat little hobbit.
Oh, this has gone wrong.
You grab him and I'll stab his eyes out.
Okay, I will reach as though I'm going to grab him and then turn, whip my rapier out. Yeah. And say, well, actually, perhaps not. And I will try and stab the goblin.
Why are you using one of those poncy knitting needles? What's happened to your voice?
Allow me to introduce my dear friend, the punctuator.
You sound like one of those posh elves. What's going on? Ow!
And I'll give, what was his name again? Oren. I'll give Oren a kick. What happened to getting back to safety, you idiot?
This patch here was really comfortable.
I'm going to look around. Are there any of the watchtowers with the bells nearby?
You're probably about halfway between a watchtower and back to the Abbey, based on where you think you are.
Okay.
You can see the walls in the distance with some candle lights on, but you can also see back to the town centre, which you can see some of the fires burning in the town centre now. From the carts you set ablaze earlier.
I think I smashed it, in fact. Yes. Do I get any sense of... Do I even know what the Hell Howlers are? Because I was previously assuming that they were some sort of dog type contingent of their forces?
You can make a history check if you wish.
I will try. I doubt it's going to be very useful, but here we go. Oh, hey! Right.
By the name Hill Howlers, you think you may have heard of a goblin tribe.
Right, okay.
So, sounds like there's some form of tribe.
Fair enough. And do I see any signs of them? I know we were hunting around in the fields, or I was pretending to hunt and trying not to get busted.
Where you are at the moment seems quite quiet.
Okay. Then I think if I can't see them already and I'm on my own, and it's as far to get to the Abbey as it is to get to the watchtowers, I'll probably head back towards the watchtowers, the Abbey, and keep an eye out on the way, just see if I can snatch a glance of these howlers.
Okay.
And I'll grab Orin and bring him with me, try and stop him getting murdered in his sleep.
Okay, so we head to the Abbey then.
What?
So I need to find Cenza's character. Where's Cenza?
I'm being attacked by a fly. Buzz off.
Right, so there you are. If you right, there's Cenza. There you go. You rock up, Cenza.
Yay.
At the Abbey, and you find a group of people, kind of people you recognise, kind of huddled at this road. You can't see it clearly on the image, but Haval is on horseback at this point.
Yeah.
He's thrown patches to the ground, which has made a giant elk.
About time.
Yeah, and with you are the wizard, which I can't
Maxine
remember.
Rathakala.
Yep, wizard Maxine and the monk Z Liang. So at the moment, I believe the Z was controlled by Rory.
Correct.
And Maxine was being controlled by
Derek.
Hello.
Hello, Derek.
So, do you want to carry on using those things, or does someone else want to join in and take control of one of the other controls, say Z, so at least you're dishing out people amongst yourselves?
I'm quite happy to relinquish control of Z.
Okay.
Any takers?
Can do.
Ben or John?
I've got Lithalas as well, but I'm quite happy to do Z as well.
Yeah, Lithalas is off. Lithalas is off camera right now, so.
All right.
Aren't I riding Leafless?
Yep.
Lithalas.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Lithalas.
Benjin will call him Leafless.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Despite the abundant leaves.
So you enter the area around the Abbey, and you can see the couple of goblins and ogre which escaped from the town square are heading south, which are these ones here. So you're not far behind them. But at the same time, you can see a bunch of goblins towards the south ransacking a cart there. More goblins here ransacking and loading up one of the carts. Whereas these ones here, you can see are carrying whatever they can find. At the same time, here, you have two ogres, who should be there actually, and a bunch of bugbears, and the ogres are trying to hammer down the front door to the Abbey. Get inside.
Well, our course is clear, of course. Of course it's clear.
Of course, the course is clear.
Of course, the course is clear.
Aval, what's happened? Where did all these come from? Is that Patches? He's never been bigger than a badger before.
It certainly is bigger than a badger.
Fantastic.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I was asleep. They woke me up and told me we were under attack, and that's all I know. And I've been running around on my horse for the last hour or two.
Fair enough. So we're smiting them then?
let's go smite some. I think we should start with the ogres.
Z will reach for a sword and say,
Yes, I think
"We'll
so.
follow your lead."
To the
Okay.
ogres then.
Can you all roll for initiative, please? Let me just clear the old one before you go. Oh.
That's good. We can redo it, Steve. It's fine.
No, you're old.
Ooh. Oh,
What?
Good grief!
Paul, are you feeling all right?
I know. This is wow.
It was that nap and all those books, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still so excited by all the paper.
Okay. Cenza, you have the initiative.
Okay. Right. What I'm going to do is remember how to use this. Where's the ruler gone? Where has the ruler gone? I cannot see it.
It's in a circle now.
Oh, it has changed. Oh,
Oh. No kidding.
roll 20's changed. This is
Roll 20.
confusing.
It's in a circle now. You cannot see a
course.
circle.
Why wouldn't a ruler be in a circle? Oh, I can
Okay,
now.
I
can
genuinely
now measure
cannot-
stuff. I can measure stuff and not have you see it. Beneath the magnifying glass, yeah?
beneath the magnifier. Oh,
You
is
got-
that it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I said, it's in the circle.
All right. It's in the circle. Excellent. I will cast as my bonus action spiritual weapon. And I'm going to cast it right here. So right here, so he can attack the ogre. And
Okay.
it rolls a there we go.
It merely just flicks the ogre on the back of the head.
Pink.
What would you like to do as your main action?
As my main action, that's also 60 feet. I am going to cast my new cantrip, Toll the Dead,
Ooh.
which the ogre has to make a DC 14 Wisdom save, and as presumably he's at full HP, he takes the 1d8 damage, so the 7, rather than the 1d12.
Okay. Where's the ogre gone? Okay, so what save was it? Sorry?
DC 14 Wisdom.
Wisdom save. That would be. Sorry, that's the first roll. That would be a 3. That would be a complete
Yay.
failure.
So yeah,
he-
takes the 7 necrotic.
7 necrotic damage. That's quite tasty.
Nice.
That is actually rather tasty, that spell.
Yeah.
Okay. So the goblins. So with the with you casting spells, the goblins have now got your attention. These ones down here start to hurry up in their task and start loading up this cart down here with stuff. You can see they're carrying sacks of food and things like that, and so they start to load them into the crates, and so do these. So load them onto these 2 carts. You can hear them. Can anyone speak Goblin in the party at the moment?
Z can, yeah.
So
No,
Z
I
can
can't.
hear them, and they seem to be shouting things like "Get these loaded," and then "Get the ogres to pull them," is what they seem to be shouting. Whereas he's like, "Go, we'll get the door down first." But these 2 here turn round and decide to fire on the party.
Z will
Sure
relay the
is.
fact that they're trying to load up the. They're going to try and make off with the carts.
Right, so they're going to shoot at once at Cenza because he did fire off.
Nope.
So that's a nope, and then the second one will shoot at the person next to him. She'll shoot at Z,
Unlucky.
and that's a critical miss. So that's the goblins done.
Does that mean they
right,
shoot one of
bugbears.
themselves or something?
I
No,
think
it's-
that's in the rules, isn't it?
So the bugbears. You can see them trying to wrangle the ogres into action. And a couple of them start to make their way towards you to try and halt your advance. So, a couple of them, these will move. So these move forward. They will try to throw some javelins. However, the range is going to be not simple. Yes, they're at long range. So one's going to throw it at Patches, one at Haval, and one at Maxine. But they're at disadvantage. So the one at Patches first.
There's an armor class of 14. No, nothing.
Nothing yet because it's 11 because it's a disadvantage. So the one against Haval is an 18.
That is my armor class.
So that does 7 piercing damage. So this javelin, he gets a good long shot at you and hits you with the javelin. And then the other one at Maxine gets a 21. So 6 damage to Maxine.
Yeah, not much you can do about that.
Right, it's over to Z.
Well, Z doesn't like people invading her homestead that she feels bound to defend. So, how far away are we? Too far to hit directly. She doesn't have any magic-y things, and so she will advance and then have a crack with her slingshot.
Okay.
Go back to that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is to about there. And she will have a go with her sling at the first bugbear there. These bugbears or goblins? These guys.
They're goblins, so these are bugbears here.
Yeah, okay. Maybe she won't get quite so close, actually. Advance to about there. And then have a crack with her sling at the nearest goblin. So that one in the middle there. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
It's a shame you rolled so badly on the damage.
Indeed. So she takes aim, whirls it round her head, and lets one crack.
You don't get like twice damage, do you? When it's
he did. He rolled 2 1s on the damage.
Oh, right.
He could have taken out a goblin in one shot then if he'd rolled more or less anything else.
Wasn't me, it was Z.
Right, so these 2 ogres here can carry on bashing the front door down. So they do 2 attacks against the front door on each. Okay. Whereas this one here decides he doesn't like people throwing stones at his friends.
Uh-oh.
Oh, easily. So he wanders over here and whacks the sea with his great club.
Unfortunately, her armor class is 15.
So Z nimbly dodges out of the way.
Have to be faster than that, fat boy.
Okay, Haval.
Maxine, you kill this ogre here. I'm going for the abbey. And with that, on my horse.
Raise the alarm, Haval. We need some reinforcements.
I can travel 60 foot, which is there. Oh.
Can we see a way in, or does it look like that main door is the only way in?
Z is aware that there is a back door.
Use the back door, Haval.
I've I'm going for the ogres.
We need the alarm,
The-
surely.
The ogres are the threat. We need to dispense with them first.
Very well. Chantal, speed.
I went to school with her.
The Earth Mother, really?
I don't think I haven't got any spells that I can. I am going to cast Hunter's Mark. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh, you tease.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm saving it. I'm saving it. I've got no range weapons. I am going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to launch another patch though.
Ooh.
Hey, a giant rat. That'll come in handy.
And he's back. Oh dear.
So the giant rat. It's not the smallest of creatures it could have been.
That's
Could have been
true.
a weasel.
No, is it okay? Well, I've rolled a 1, so surely that's got to be the lowest. That's got to be the smallest one. No, it is. It's a weasel.
5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's the weasel. Okay.
Yeah, it
here's
is the weasel.
Right.
Yep.
Bring the weasel in.
Great.
Why isn't? Oh, this happened last time. The weasel doesn't want to come in. The weasel's
Do you
shy.
need me to re-roll it, Steve?
No, it's quite all right.
Okay.
One of these days he's going to fall for it.
He'll let me do it next time when I'm not here.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. There's your weasel.
That's so tiny.
Okay, next scene.
Okay, well, she's still got a pretty fresh fly spell on her, so she's gonna zip up into the air, and then I think she'll just loose a firebolt down at the ogre nearest.
Okie doke.
That's on Z. As presumably Z is her friend.
One would assume
Yep.
so.
And
Uh,
that's hit.
If she's a 6th level, that should be 2. The cantrip should be more powerful, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Should be 2d10.
Yeah.
So roll an extra d10 then.
Oh.
There you go.
It's more like it.
Okay, he takes a good blast to the face. Bats away the fire. Right, back to Cenza.
Okay, I am going to move 30 feet in that direction. There. I'm going to fire off a guiding bolt at the ogre at 2nd level
Okie doke.
and miss.
Okie
It's
doke.
a guiding bolt, surely.
Okay, and I'll toll the dead again. So DC 14. Wisdom save.
Which one are you doing this on?
The ogre again.
On the ogre, so it's a
Yeah.
wisdom save again.
Oh,
He gets an
Good
18.
grief.
Wow. Yes, useful.
So that was a natural 20, and he still only got 18. Okay, the goblins. Oh, right. So these goblins down here will continue with what they're doing. So they're just loading up their extra thing, and then some of them are starting to take cover behind the cart here. So they all move around there, and these all move around to the other side of the cart, having thrown on whatever they were carrying. Whereas these ones here realise maybe it's time to take some. Oh, that's not a ruler. Has to make a move there. And this one will fire a short bow at Z.
Ah! I mean, ah! In a more womanly way.
And this one here will follow the same advice and start to head this way. And he will fire at Haval, who's 65 feet away. So, oh, he's in range, yep. And he hits Haval. Haval takes 5 damage.
Right, done.
Right. The bugbears, however, start moving in, advancing on the giant elk and a knight on horseback. They completely ignore the weasel.
To their
Idiots.
peril.
What they don't understand.
Right, that one
Or might
can't
just
quite
that
make
range.
it. That one's just out of range, but the other two aren't. So one of them takes a swing at Patches. With a Morning Star, and that should be normal. So it's the first roll. What's the armor class of Patches?
It is 14.
That's a miss. And then the other one takes a swing at you. Or at Haval, and that's a hit.
Flipping Nora. Right. Okay. See how this is going.
It's like that, is it?
Yeah.
Right, Z.
Z is presented with a nasty great big troll in front of her, so she will twirl her quarterstaff and try and bring it down his head. She gets 2 attacks.
That's unfortunately a miss.
So she'll swipe, but it was obviously a feint for this one. Oh my.
Yes, you unfortunately swing at the... Well, you probably hit the ogre, but it's just so thick and stupid and full of muscle and gristle that it just goes dunk, dunk on it. At which point, it turns, it just swipes its club at you.
Ooh.
15 bludgeoning damage.
That is quite painful.
There's definitely a sound of breaking bones as the club swings and makes contact with her.
Z staggers and probably almost falls to the ground, close to death.
Whereas the other 2 ogres continue their bashing of the front door. Okay. The door is looking like it's falling off its hinges now. Another couple of hits and it's going to break in. Haval.
So, rule check.
Yeah.
What happened? What's the consequence of me not bothering with these beastie boys, and charging through on horseback to get to the ogres?
The one you're in combat with will get an attack of opportunity.
And that's just a normal, straightforward attack.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So I can make it to that ogre, and so can Patches. So we're going to charge through.
Okay. So the ogre, the bugbear you're in combat with makes a attack of opportunity.
Yep.
He misses.
Thank Christ. And then Patches.
Attack of opportunity on Patches.
That one will hit Patches.
7 damage.
So how do I adjust his... It's the red one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Lovely. Okay, so I am... As I charge valiantly through the Beastie Boys towards the ogre, I'm going to...
Valiantly leaving Patches the weasel surrounded.
He's a distraction. It's part of the plan. I'm going to... I think... Oh, spells are action themselves, aren't they?
Yes.
No. Probably should have done that last round then. After all, why did no one stop me? Why did no one say Rory cast a spell? I'm going to, with sword drawn, I'm going to slam straight into that big ogre and run him through with my sword.
Okay.
Like that.
That's a hit, but unfortunately
Start.
doesn't do a lot of damage.
No. And then how does one attack with an elk? Well, if the elk charge, if the elk moves at least 20 feet straight towards the target and hits it with a ram attack the same turn, the target, scroll down.
It's flattened.
The target takes an extra 7 2d6 damage. If the target is a creature, it must succeed a DC 14 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay.
Okay, so if I'm going to do a ram attack then with patches.
That is unfortunately a miss. That's a critical miss. It's a natural one.
Okay. And I only get one attack, I assume?
Yep.
Okay.
Usually.
Right, in which case, and what's Weasel doing? Let's not forget Weasel. I'm going to command Weasel to run after me.
So the bugbears watch this weasel scurry along the ground. And like, what was that?
Very obedient pet.
Yes.
Good
Next
boy.
scene.
Good boy, Patch.
Derek, you there?
Right.
Oh,
A new
Well,
player
she
has entered the building.
Whether she would go and help Haval or try and protect her friend. She'd probably try and protect her friend. Yeah. So she'll sort of like probably float around where she is and then I'll shoot a magic missile into the ogre in front.
Okay.
they can't miss, can they?
Nope, but it also doesn't do a lot of damage.
7's all right by our standards.
Okay, so it's the third round of combat, and running into the field appear Zanhorn and Ogden. Oren, sorry.
Definitely screwed now.
Ben, you can take control of Oren since you're not doing much at the moment.
Okay, how do I do that?
I will just give you control in a second. Bear with me.
Oh dear, Zanhorn, you're going last. I assume he needs to roll.
Yeah, you will, yep. So, Ben, you should now have control of Oren. So you should have his character sheet in your journal.
I've got lots of character sheets in my journal.
So you should have Oren Yogilvi and have a little cheeky halfling face.
Oh, right, okay. Okay, so how do I actually use him?
Just use him as you would your normal character. What you've got is you've got a slightly like a simplified character sheet, but it's just the same. It's got its basic stats on.
Oh, right, okay.
Attack, you just roll the attack dice.
Oh, so I just have to manually roll.
No, if you just click on the attack, it'll do his attack for you.
Oh, okay.
Where is
he?
He's got actions at the bottom as dagger, and the two of you have appeared in the top right of the map here.
Ah, right. Okay, yeah.
So, Cenza,
do I have to roll some kind of... Oh, someone's rolled for me.
I've done initiative for you, yep.
Cool.
So, Cenza, it's your action.
Okay, I am moving another 30 feet towards business. I'm going to bonus action healing word on Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 point further away from death.
Yay! Look, if it's a point that matters.
Yeah. Z will
and
nod her thanks towards you. She's trying to dodge away from the troll swipes.
okay, and as my action, I am tolling the dead once again on the big ogre.
Okay, so it's a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
It gets 13, so it fails. So which of the damages does it
So
take?
he takes the 7 because that's the D12.
Okay. 7. Put him on that. Okay. Right, the goblins. So what these goblins are going to do is...
Hang on, bear with me a sec, because isn't healing word 1d4 plus your spellcasting? So it should be 5 then.
Oh, I better still.
Yeah, 1d4 plus your spellcasting mod.
Right. So these two goblins make a run for this copse of trees and then make a hide. So...
Say it was an extra 4 or 5, sorry.
An extra 4.
Cool.
Okay, so the first goblin jumps into the woods and he just disappears from view. And the second goblin hides behind a tree, but it's that kind of tree like that, so you can still see it kind of. It's like, I can't see you, I'm obviously hiding. Right, these goblins here have taken up a defensive position and start trying to fire arrows. And the nearest target they can see is Cenza over here. Sorry, Haval and Patches. So these 5, there's 10 of them there, so we'll split up the attack. 5 attack Haval, 5 attack Patches, but they are all at disadvantage because they're at long range.
Oh, goody, a disadvantage.
Yeah. So the first 5. What's your armor class, Haval?
18.
18. So 1.
Yeah.
That's a hit for 6 damage.
Crap.
Christ on a bike.
That's a miss. 1, 2, 3. That's a miss. That's a miss. So 1 hit for 6 piercing damage.
Yep,
And
roger
the
that.
5 against Patches. What's Patches' armor class?
It is 14.
So no. No. Yes. So Patches takes 6 piercing damage. So basically, from behind these two carts, there is like a flurry of arrows heading towards the door. Right, Ben, you have Orin.
As Zanhorn and Orin arrive, I'll say, I'm going to try something because I'm actually still disguised as a bugbear.
Okay, yeah, so everyone sees like a halfling and a bugbear run onto the scene.
So I'm going to say to Orin, just see if you can make yourself scarce as though we didn't arrive together. The performance is on.
Okay. Look at me lucky charms. I don't know what halfling sounds like.
Just like that.
Just like that, yeah.
That one
They're
does,
all
anyway.
Irish.
I've only got 25 foot speed. I ain't going very far. So you just want me to run away from you then?
Well, make it look as least like we arrived together. So yeah, if you run up further towards the north, towards my my buddies in the north, I think they're my buddies.
All right. Oh God! How can 1 week's holiday make you forget everything? That was about 20. There we go. I can't do anything else.
You can make a dash if you want to move further then.
Oh, yeah.
If you
Sorry,
double your distance, yeah.
Yeah, that's about 25 foot. There we go.
Okay, the bugbears. Right. Haval's ran off.
No,
these
dear.
These bugbears.
Run off.
Well, you charged off then.
That's better. Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
I would.
So this one runs forward and attacks Cenza. Hits on.
It's not hit.
That's an armor class 6 hit. This one at the back is going to. He's thinking the. He's gonna sprint back to the horse and the elk. So he goes to there, and this one is going to come in and attack as well. Morning Star against Cenza, armor class 12.
That misses.
Hey, Z.
Z is coughing up a bit of blood, but she's not out of the fight yet.
Go on, Z.
How hurt is this troll looking?
It's pretty bloodied up.
It's like, well, I missed last time, but this time you're a goner. And she'll go to strike.
That is a hit.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
For a mighty 2.
Mighty 2 damage.
And again. Ugh. There you go.
With a swirl of the staff, you crack it once round the chest, which distracts it, and smack it round the back of the head, and it drops to the ground like a giant sack of potatoes.
She'll give it a good kick and stay down.
Good work.
Okay, you've still got your movement.
Yeah. She is going to head in the direction of these guys.
Okay, Zanhorn.
Zanhorn is going to try and maintain his disguise. And would he have heard that there are trolls around the corner?
You would have heard a loud banging, and you would have heard some kind of guttural shouting.
Okay, Zanhorn's going to...
Whether you'd know they're ogres, but...
Yeah, okay. So Zanhorn's going to assume that he's going to try the same trick again, basically. Run into the middle, try and throw some confusion. So he's going to run, basically dash to the corner of the hedge there. Oops. And as he gets there and rounds the corner, he's going to take stock as he gets to the end of his dash. And when he gets to the end of it, he's going to look at what's there and yell at the trolls. Oi, you idiots! The boss said we had to get the stuff out of here. Get to the carts!
Make a deception check. All right then. With that, you can see the ogres have changed plan and are looking to move south. In fact, it's their action now. So they decide, following the orders from the bugbears, they decide to make a run for the carts. Where's the speed? Haval, you will get a attack of opportunity, and the patches will get an attack of opportunity.
Okay. So Haval hits for
Haval
11, is that?
Hits, yep.
And Patch is going to do so much better.
Whoa.
The ogre basically runs onto his antlers.
Yeah.
Yes.
That ogre's going to need some elk after this.
Oh.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Right. And they
Does the punning make you drop your disguise?
Are NPCs allowed to shoot at bards?
Right. So that one. And then he does. He makes a beeline for that one. Okay, Haval.
Okay. Mm, 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 mm. So I can still catch that one. That's another attack of. I assume this bugbear is in combat with Haval and not with Patch, or
Yep,
is he in combat
that's
with
right.
both of us?
He's in combat with you.
Okay. Let's start with the easy stuff then. So, Patch, run that one down. I'm gonna gesture against this one, and Patch is gonna charge this ogre
Okay.
and do a charge attack. Okay, so that hits.
He hits and does 8 bludgeoning damage.
Does 8 damage. The target takes an extra 2d6 damage.
Okay.
Because I moved more than 20 feet.
Yep.
If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 14 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. So let me do my 2d6. Roll 2 6. Okay, not great, but it helps.
It made its saving throw.
Shocker.
It made 23.
And that isn't even a critical success.
No, that wasn't.
No, that wasn't.
That was a roll of 19.
Right. So Haval is going to turn and face this beastie boy and slash it from stem to sternum.
You hit. That's the good news. You
That
don't
is
quite
the good
slash it
news.
from stern. You more scratch his arm, basically. Okay, back to Cenza. Yeah, it's going to need a tetanus jab after
Really
that.
nasty paper cut.
I've still got my spiritual weapon up, so I'm moving 20 feet over to about there. Then I am going to toll the dead on this one here.
Okay, so it's a bugbear wisdom save. He
Yeah.
fails.
Excellent.
So he takes the 4.
Takes the 4.
Because he hasn't taken damage yet, right?
No, he hasn't.
Okay, so it's for 4 then.
Okay. You done?
Yep.
Right. So, seeing the ogres start to charge to head towards here, these ones are basically just going to make a run for it now.
Are you going to let Maxine have a go, by the way?
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah. She's going to see what's going on with Zanhorn convincing the ogres, probably, and then that's just going to... Unfortunately, she's not going to be that bemused because it's going to fit her ideal of there's no problem that cannot be solved by magic. So I think she's going to head over through the air. And then take a pot shot at this ogre.
Oh, good. Not the bugbear.
Bigger threat. Should be fine. And just at least a 5-volt.
Oh, that hits.
Nice.
14 damage. That's quite a good attack there.
That was good.
Just reinforcing her view that there is no problem that cannot be solved by magic.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the goblins. So what's going to happen is hearing the bugbear give them orders, they're all going to make a run for down there. And they're all going to make a run for down there. There we go. That's all the goblins dealt with. Right, these two here. These two are going to fire at Z because he's the nearest target. One of them will get advantage because it can't be seen. It was hidden. So the first one gets advantage. Although it's at long range, isn't it? Hang on. Sorry. Let me check the range. Yeah, 85. So the advantages cancel out. So the goblin that was hidden hits Z and armor class 15 for 5 damage.
Ouch. So she's running across the battlefield. An arrow sticks in the shoulder. Ah!
And the
She'll
second
look over
one,
her shoulder. What did that?
the second one misses by a good distance. Okay, Orin.
Does Orin have any idea what's going on around him?
There's a bit of a haze because he's sobered up very quickly. What you can see at the moment is several people he knows from in and around Goldenfields, and these new people that turned up today are fighting a load of goblins, ogres, and bugbears. Is kind of really the only gist that's going on.
Is he the sort to jump in and join in?
He's well.
What does it say? Chaotic good.
If you read his flaw is he has a knack for putting himself in harm's way. It's a good job he's lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see where it says that. Oh, that must be in the bio bit. Oh, yeah. Right, so
It sounds a lot like Benjin.
Right.
And Zanhorn.
So, measure. That's the furthest I can get with the dash. So, let's just dash over there then. Oh.
Okay.
That's all I can do because I've done a dash as well.
Yeah.
Unless he's got some bonus actions he can call on.
Don't think he has.
Right, the bugbears, 2 attacking Cenza.
Yeah.
15 for 8. And a critical hit.
Jeez.
19 damage. Prumph! Crunch.
Z will wince at that one.
And then the one attacking Caval. A good swing, but just pings off Caval's armor.
Not today. Not today.
Okay, Z.
Z is, despite her wounds, she's going to charge at the bugbear that seems to be attacking the guy over there. She can't remember his name, but she's going to have a good stab at this one. So, running full pelt, quarterstaff over her head. Turns out running whilst brandishing a quarterstaff is tricky. But she'll have another go. She's still off balance.
Okay, Zanhorn.
Right. Does it seem like can Zanhorn see anyone on or around the abbey?
Well, the doors are barred, and the doors are almost splintered through, but there's no one else outside the abbey that you can see now.
Okay. Presumably someone would have barred it though. There's someone probably inside it.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd have raised the alarm by now. Okay, it seems like we can't let those trolls escape with the food and stuff for the village. So let's try and stop them. So breaking his cover, he's going to get a little bit closer, and then he's going to play a particularly nasty note on his flute, right, and aim it.
Do you mean like brown noise? That nasty?
Yeah, that kind of nasty, and it's going to shatter the 2 trolls.
Oh.
So it is a level 2. It's a DC 14 wisdom save, if I remember rightly.
Wisdom. So, is it both an enough to save? Yeah.
Sudden loud ringing noise, a bit like Zanhorn's performances sometimes, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice. Each creature in 10-foot radius. Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. DC 14, yeah?
Yeah.
So the top one makes the save, but the bottom one doesn't.
So if you make the save, if you don't make the save, you take 3d8 thunder damage. Otherwise, take half as much.
Okay.
And a creature made of inorganic materials such as stone or crystal or metal has disadvantage, but they're not, I assume.
So the bottom one takes the full brunt of that.
So I need.
And the top one takes
40.
half of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, back to the ogres. Right, so the patches will get another attack of opportunity.
Wunderbar. Where is he?
As this one tries to run over here.
Oof.
Oh!
Christ.
So
He tries to hoof it over there.
it tries to push the elk, the giant elk out of the way to get back to the cart, and the elk just swings its antlers at it, and basically takes it out at the throat, basically. Massacring it. Whereas this one here makes a run for the cart and starts hitching the cart up.
It's a good thing Patches isn't normally an elk, because he'd totally upstage you in every adventure otherwise.
This is incredible.
So those are all off screen at the moment. Let me,
I should be riding Patch. Why am I on a horse?
Because he started on the horse and he didn't have patches at the time.
Yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
oh,
And if that had been the plan, he would be like a big badger or something.
Yeah.
Okay, Haval.
Lovely. I am stuck in combat with a beastie boy. So once again, I shall raise my sword and bring it down on his ugly face.
That's a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of damage though.
No.
He's lucky. No, unfortunately not. He's still going strong.
Lovely. And then I shall command my pet giant elk. Yes. To go and charge. Patch, charge the last one. Get him. Oosh. And then this is going to be a charging ram attack.
That elk is devastating.
I assume that hits, so that does
Yep.
further 10 damage.
Oh Jesus!
Charge attack. And he has to pass a strength DC check of 14 to not fall over.
Nope. Hits the wall of muscle and blubber that is the ogre, but
Takes 21 damage.
taking 21 damage though. He's taking a severe hit. You can swear even from this distance you can hear his rib cage breaking in several places. Right, next scene.
So I'm wondering if Maxine's thinking, yeah, that elk's got this. I think she would probably want to help her friend Zevo. She'll sort of drift up in the air towards the middle a bit, but then she'll lob a firebolt at that bugbear that's possibly going to kill her friend.
That is unfortunately a miss.
Less impressive damage anyway. And not much more she can do.
Okay. Cenza.
Okay, I am going to bring Stampy in and get him to try and eliminate the bugbear that I've already attacked.
It's the one, the southern one, isn't
Yeah,
it?
the one at the bottom. Yes! About time.
Nice.
That's not a critical, blimey. Okay. He's looking very damaged, but he's still going.
Well, the dead is about to be told.
DC 14 Wisdom, yeah.
Yep.
It makes the save.
Ah!
I take it's not half damage on a failed save.
No, it's cantrip, so it's no damage.
Okay. Okay, goblins. So these two goblins here decide.
Before you do that, is it too late for Zanhorn to shout some cutting words?
Yes.
Curses.
The two goblins are going to fire at Naxine. Again, they're at disadvantage because the distance. So that's a 9 and a 14.
I think she would probably throw up a shield to protect herself from the 14. As that will be a hit. Right, so I'll use a first level spell slot. She'll raise her AC to like 18 in response.
Okay. Okie doke. That's the goblins done because all the other ones have scarpered. Right, Orin.
That's you,
that's
Benji.
me. Struggle remembering my own characters now. What would Orin do?
Charge and attack?
Yeah. Just wondering. Not that it matters to the game. Is Orin straight? His bond said, "You had me at Can I Buy You a Drink?"
No, I think he's just an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Benjin would be
He might
buddies.
be. He might not be. He just seems to have some very well manicured eyebrows in that picture, I must admit. So
He did seem very friendly with Zanhorn earlier.
Right, so yes, I will. Orin will run up to this one here. That one. I can't even see what it is. It's so zoomed out.
okay, nearest
What is
bugbear.
it?
Yep.
Oh, it's a bugbear he's run up to, is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, and he will attack it. I guess. Let's find the right thing. So I just click on that. Oh, there we go.
That's good. And that's a
I'm
miss.
guessing that didn't do much. No. That's all he
Okay.
could do. Oh, no, hang on. Oh, shit.
That was Benjin, wasn't it? Or was
No.
That... Oh, no, yeah.
That was
okay,
Orin.
I
Yeah,
see,
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, but why did you say Benjin?
That's
Oh,
it was
because
you
that's
doing
me.
It's
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
I can move a bit more, but I guess he'll get an attack of opportunity if I run out of range.
Yes.
I tell you what I can do. No, I can't because I've made an attack.
You could get to the other side so that one in the bugbear that you're fighting is flanked, I think.
Oh, what? You mean like move there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Right, the bugbears. So
Whatever that
one
means.
bugbear attacks Cenza,
Nope.
and the other attacks Z.
Shit. Z, under the force of that attack, crumples to the floor. And as a dying word says, "I tried to save them."
Cenza Z is down. Right.
Damn. I could have.
Unlucky guys. Zanhorn.
I'll be back in a second.
Out the corner of his eye, he sees that happen. And he sort of pauses for a second. He's not quite sure what to do because he was hell-bent on killing trolls because that seemed like the heroic thing to do. But now we've lost a person, and that's not a heroic thing. That's not heroic or legendary at all. Not that that's the only thing that motivates him. It's just high up there in his list.
every good story needs loss.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, loss. I mean, it's bad, but it's good. Never mind. Sandhorn's going to charge towards the troll. I can't change it now anyway. So he's going to, not knowing quite what to do, he's going to lob an insult at the troll. And viciously mock him. Because it's been a while since we had one of those. So he's going to stare down at the troll and he's going to yell at the top of his voice, "What smells worse than a goblin? Oh yeah, you!" Hopefully that worked. There we go.
So it's DC for wisdom save.
Yep.
Even from this distance, you can pretty sure you can see a tear in the eye of the ogre. You cut him deep. So that's 3 damage, yeah?
Yeah, and he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Okay. Is that your only action?
I probably can't do a great deal else except to yell towards the abbey. If there's anyone in there, now would be a great time to raise the alarm.
Okay.
And he'll try and project his performer's voice as he's doing that.
Right, the ogre tries to swing at Patches. It's fed up of this giant elk. This giant elk has killed his friend, and now it's interfering with him trying to pick up this, cart and run off with it. However, you can still see the tear in his eye with the insult of him being called smelly. But it rolls 23.
Really upset.
Yeah, you pissed it off by calling it a troll, not an ogre.
Right. Okay. Patch is looking a bit ropey now. Right, let's do the crowd pleasing stuff first. Right, let's give them what they've come for. With one mighty elk-like hoofing noise, he slams his hoofs down into that ogre's face.
Jesus.
23.
Oh my god. Yeah, he slams his antlers down and rips the ogre apart basically, and then stamps over the remains.
Yep. He's going to prance back and forth a little bit as well. He's going to do that.
Zanhorn's just going to be like, assuming that it was his cussing words that.
Is he doing elk dressage at this point?
Yes.
He's enjoying his victory.
Not to metagame, but is Haval able to lend his bag of fluff while he disappears for a week?
We'll see. Right, and then finally, Haval, battered and bruised himself.
Odin gives a little nod.
Good grief.
He's going to slightly better than before. Finally lands a semi-decent blow on the beastie boy.
Does that hit, Steve?
No, it does not.
Yeah.
Not enough, unfortunately. Right, Maxine.
I think Maxine is not going to be able to stop, even if she mourned her friend, she's not going to be able to stop the thought going through her mind of, only she'd learn to do some magic. And then she's going to try and take revenge upon the bugbear that slew her. Oh! Rage-fueled firebolt.
Jesus.
27 points of damage as you basically turn the bugbear into nothing but cinder and ash. Okay. It's at this point that you can hear the bell inside the abbey starts to ring and ring out across Goldenfields.
It's about bloody time.
Cenza, it's your
Quickly.
action.
I will send Stampy in to try and smite the other bugbear.
Yep. Nope, not quite.
Not quite. Oh, that's okay. And I will probably use my healing hands to try and revive Z, even though she's gone.
Okay.
That would be his reaction to try.
Okay. I'll allow that, you know. Yes. Okay. The goblins, right? The goblins will continue firing at Nexine with disadvantage, as she has just firebolted one of their leaders. 17 for 3.
Are they sure?
18 for 4.
Are they sure they want to draw her attention?
Because they've got it.
I mean, should probably throw up a shield. No, you should throw up a shield on that first one. That's where everything went in order, but the second one will be a hit nonetheless.
Okay.
She'll take 4.
And then they will both. Right. One of them disappears into the woods, and the other one makes a scarper. You see it running further into the woods. Okay, Orin. Ben.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Sorry. My brain doesn't work that fast. I'll just try stabbing that little thing. He's not a little thing though, is he? Next to me.
Okay.
Sorry, I've got too many sheets open. Oh, not again. That's the same as last time. Is this die?
Okay, the bugbear attacking Cenza. I can close that. Close that.
No.
Class 11, and the one attacking Haval. No. Okay, Zanhorn.
Zanhorn's going to peg it over to that bugbear next to him and say, "Sometimes the pen is mightier than the sword, but in this time, I think it's time for a full stop."
And he misses.
Steve caught up with what he was saying.
Haval.
Oh, is it me to go? Lovely. In which case, I am, through gritted teeth, I'm going to utter the immortal words. Your soul has been weighed and found. Your life then is mine. And use my vow of enmity to give myself advantage against attacks against this flipping creature.
It does seem surprisingly resilient, this one.
Irritatingly so. Okay, so with advantage, you've got to be kidding.
Told you, those dice are loaded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Do you want to do something with Patches, since there's the star of the show?
Go on, Patch. How are we going? Right. Oh, it's too far away. He can get to about how far away? Right, he's 85 foot, so I'm going to travel to there. If I hadn't done all that prance,
It was worth it.
it's so worth it.
Next scene.
I I think she's going to be a bit annoyed at this goblin that just stuck her with an arrow, so she's going to move slightly towards it. Can she see it through the trees?
Yes,
I'm
you can
assuming.
see that one. Yeah, the other one disappeared, but you can see that one.
Yeah, so then she's going to just lob a long range firebolt at that, see if she can get it before it gets away.
And that is.
I assume a no.
That's a no. That's
No.
I think that's a miss. Diddle-diddle-do. Yep, that's a miss.
Yeah. Just sort of
Okay.
goes behind it, and then she'll. I think she'll head back towards the abbey.
Cenza.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's send Stampy in again as a bonus action. Yes!
Oh, yes.
Blimey.
Oh, that'll
Yeah,
do.
you hit it very hard, and this bugbear's like kind of dazed and confused by this giant glowing
lively stamp.
which has just smacked it in the head.
And then, as an action, it will hear a dolorous ringing sound as I toll the dead.
Wisdom. It fails.
Yes.
So it
takes the 9.
Takes the 9. Okay. He's looking like he's taking quite a bit of damage now. This goblin here will scarper off into the woods, so never to be seen again. Well, for now. Oren.
Yes.
Yes.
2 damage.
Good.
After taking the massive amounts of damage from Stampy,
Please.
boom.
Oh, what?
Brilliant.
Orin now just uses his 25 feet of movement to literally just do a circle around them and sing a little song.
Ah, he's going to be dining out on this for ages, isn't he?
Simply the best. He does a Tina
Sanhorn.
Turner number.
Sanhorn's going to be like looking over his shoulder while he's trying not to get stabbed. Like, damn it!
He'll point at all of them and just go, "You all owe me a drink."
Nice. Ben, is that a regular pint glass, or is it just really close to the?
Camera. It's been just really small.
This
Yeah,
cow,
Ben's a hobbit.
this cow is a normal size. This cow is really far away. Sorry, Father Ted. No, it's like a Masher's Stein.
Wow. That's
It's
pretty
non-alcoholic beer, though, by the way.
impressive.
But it can pretty much take like 1 litre is like there, so it can pretty much take 3 bottles of beer
Holy
if
moly!
you want it to.
Benjin
Yeah.
would be proud.
Yeah. Or in my younger days, turbo shandy. So a pint of beer and 2 bottles of Smirnoff Ice.
Not
Why-
that we advocate
why
that
would you
type
do
of
that?
Drinking.
I didn't have a good taste for beer when I was younger.
No one does though, do they? Really?
Well, to be fair, if that's non-alcoholic, I taste for beer right now. But
So, is there
Right.
one?
I
bugbear
thought
left
it was
now?
I thought it was in fitting with both playing. Right?
Definitely.
Yes.
But it's just really heavy. That's an inch thick of glass at the bottom. I literally need to hold 2 hands.
You could kill a man with that.
Well, yeah. Or a bugbear.
Mm.
Yeah, 1 left, which is fighting Sanhorn and Haval.
Not for long. Go Zanhorn.
Sanhorn's out of words now. He's just going to stare it down like, I can't let him have all the good songs.
Yes.
He does better when he's focused.
Yep, you basically poke the rapier through his back, but you must just miss a major organ. So you've done some serious damage to him, but he hasn't dropped yet.
Do you get advantage when you're flanked?
No. There's optional rules for that, which we're not using at the moment, but
Okay.
we might have to if if you want it. But bear in mind, if you can flank people can flank you.
Yeah. I was just curious because
Okay.
But there's a feat as well, I think, or something with flanking as well.
Yeah. Aval.
So, gentlemen in the room, I think we need to make a decision. Shall I call Patch in to finish this bugbear off, or shall I have a crack at him myself?
I vote for Patches just because I want to know how Zanhorn's going to deal with having a hero elk in his song.
Zanhorn's gonna
sounds
reach back, grab his cloak, and just throw it next to the bugbear, like.
Lovely. Okay.
And then take
made
a good
right.
step back because he's seen what that thing can do.
Patch is going to put his head down and charge in. And going to do this.
Yes!
You see this bugbear form just like ragdolling through the air over the hedge.
Brilliant. It leaves a bugbear-shaped hole in the hedge.
Yes.
Is that the last of the enemies now?
Yes, it is. Yes.
So Odin's going to run up and he's going to kind of high five Patches and look at him and go, "At least we were both here anyway." Oh.
2 ogres and a bugbear killed by an elk. Yes.
I think he deserves the most valued player award.
Yeah.
No, for YouTube videos, it's got to be called Patches featuring the Champions of Chance.
Make a note of that now, John.
Patches with marginal assistance.
So, as you've cleared the area outside the Abbey bell is now ringing, and there are no ogres, bugbears, or goblins in your immediate vicinity.
All right.
What do you do?
I
Zanhorn.
could do with a little bit of healing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think quite a few of us all beat up, so if we can spare 10 minutes, I've got a fairly hefty amount of healing I can do for people.
I've got a little bit of healing. I can do 20 points of healing with my lay on hands before I use any of my spells.
Yeah, so I can use one of my second level spells, which would be my last one, to do prayer healing, which will affect all of us, I believe.
Okay.
Up to 6 creatures. So 1, 2, 3.
Zanhorn's going to drop his bugbear image. And
Maxine's going to sort of land.
Well, Odin, is that his name? Orin didn't take any damage, so he doesn't.
Yeah,
Okay,
Zanhorn
so
will be like, "Oh,
2.
I'm okay," which is weird because normally I stand behind Benjin for the. Where is Benjin?
Where's?
Oh.
Cut 2.
Smooth.
Right. So, to give you an idea of what has happened and give you an idea of distances.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Right, I'm going to clear the drawings. So, you guys, the party that's just fought went south from the town square to the Abbey, which is a very short distance, whereas Litholas, which is the awakened tree, and Benjin headed this way over to the animal pens. When they got to the animal pens, they discovered another group of goblins, ogres, and bugbears, and they were grabbing livestock and throwing them into sacks and running off with them. So Benjin hid inside the branches of Litholas, and Litholas, when he's stationary, looks exactly just like a tree. So Litholas's idea was you'd go like and try and get past them so they can get to the main gates, was your plan.
Unfortunately,
basically the first movement of Litholas roused the awareness of the bugbears, and the bugbears started shouting at commands and went, "There's someone here, quick, get the food to the gate, get the food to the wall." and a couple of bugbears headed towards you. Now, because of the distance between the town square and the pens, animal pens, and the distance between the town square and the abbey, just as about this happens, you then hear the bell ringing of the abbey, which causes a surprise of alarm, and the bugbear who appears to be in charge then yells out, "They raised the alarm! Back to the wall!" And they all start heading this way.
Towards the hole.
Yeah.
Right.
Liflas will sort of look up towards Benjin and say, "Well, I say we see them off."
Treebeard.
Pretty much. No, I mean, it's completely original acting.
Bring it on.
So, yeah, so we chase them down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try and prevent them from getting off.
Okay, so imagine this map is twisted slightly. So what you're seeing there is they are running kind of that way, which is towards the hole in the wall. Right.
Which end's the goal? It looks like a pitch somehow.
There's jumpers here.
Goalposts over there.
Yeah. Right. Again, we've got another NPC available if someone wants to take this NPC over. So you briefly met the individual earlier. We have a Shelvanus Matholio, which is one of the shepherds. He's just here. So if someone wants to take over that NPC at this point, they can as well. Any volunteers?
Don't all jump at once.
I've already got Lithalas. But I could do
I've got
two.
Benjin.
Oh, me, sorry, I had my microphone off. Me.
Okay.
Okay. I will be back in a.
Oh no.
The camera
Ruined
on.
the feed. I don't think I've got one prepared for this. I haven't got one prepared for this. Sorry,
Intermission?
listeners. It's time for a brief intermission.
Yep.
Hello, and we are back.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Minor technical issues.
Berated.
So, Rory, you should now have access to Shelvanus Matholio.
I do. I'm looking at Shelvanus Audio. Oh, he looks badass.
He does, doesn't he?
He does.
It's the sheepskin coat and the dreadlocks.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad for a
I'm
shepherd.
all over that. Okay.
He also gets sneak attack.
There's no way he's just a farmer.
That's
He's got
no
a
ordinary
crossbow.
farmer.
I bet he's musical. He's a rapper. No racial stereotypes
Yes,
at all.
I
that's-
said that's surely that's
Yeah, I-
racist.
No, racial stereotyping is not the same as being racist.
No, but yeah, but
Okay. So, as I said, they've all heard the bells ringing, and they're all going to start making or start legging it out. I need to just make a quick tweak because I can't see that grid very well. No, it still hasn't helped, does it? Jeez.
you can see it on the road. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there
Ah,
we
there
go.
we go. I can't actually see what's going on. So, the bugbears are first. They are quite literally just going to cheese it. So they're all going. Yeah, so that one,
Off the map.
make it to there.
So just to be clear, left, that's towards the hole in the wall, basically.
Yes.
Right.
So if I do.
And this bit near the bottom of the screen, that's all woodland. Is that right?
Yeah.
So we're running out of this gap. Ooh.
Okay, and then the goblins will do the same thing. So these ones here just basically just run straight off the map. I bet you that's one of my initiative ones, isn't it? Yeah. So, right. Ignore these all down here. I'm just going to put that there out the way. So they've all ran off. These two here, though, realise that they're probably in a bit of bother, so they're going to fire off a couple of arrows first. So they're going to fire. Well, since Benjin is supposed to be in the branches of Litholas at this point, they'll just fire 2 arrows at Litholas.
It's a pretty big target.
Yeah. But they, what was that range again? Oh, they don't get disadvantage. Okay. So a critical hit for a total of 5 piercing damage and a armor class 17 hit for 4 piercing damage.
Both of those hit with his AC of 13. His bark isn't that strong. So that's 9 off of the top.
And then these two will start heading. Okay. And then this lot will make dash for it. Get there.
Whoa.
Now, children. Okay, that's the goblins. Benjin.
You've lost it.
Oh, dear.
Sorry. You can guess who did that. Oh, dear. I couldn't resist. I was feeling immature. Right. Well, I'm in the tree, aren't I? So I... When's Treebeard move?
Leafless.
Sorry, Leafless. When does Leafless move?
Later.
How far does Leafless move?
40 feet if he's dashing. 20
Oh,
feet
only if
normally.
he's dashing. Oh, so he's quite slow.
Yeah, he's a tree.
All right. So it's probably worth me jumping out the tree then. Is that going to use any of my... How much of my movement would that use? Climbing down out the tree?
Let's say it takes 5 feet to move out of the tree. You can jump out.
Okay. So
Leafless will help you as you're heading in that direction.
Okay. So if I'm dashing, it would use 10 foot of my movement. I can't remember what the side. I can't. Movement is 30.
So
I
basically,
can
if you
move 50
say,
on this scale.
yeah, I would say your 5 feet would drop you there as you jump out of
Okay.
Leafless's branches, and then you've got whatever movement you want to use minus 5 feet.
Oh, all right, but so it's only off the first half of it, right? Okay. So I've got 25 left and dashing.
Yeah.
55. Right. Cool. Sorry, I'm really slow today.
Well, you just drank like 3 litres of beer, that's why.
No, that's non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, but it's a good placebo.
Yeah.
Your kidneys will still be working, processing all that fluid.
Well, that's why I'm having it, to hydrate. Right. Boom. That's it.
Okay, Benjin, charge!
Yep.
Right, the ogres. The ogres are gonna.
Is your raging, is that a bonus action?
Yeah, good.
I believe so.
Because presumably
Yeah.
you would have entered a rage seeing all these things that you can attack.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Cuckoo, gaming pigeon, cuckoo.
Right. Bonus action, yes. And I do have some rage left. so I will enter a rage again.
I thought that's what you did.
Yeah.
You heard it right, Steve.
There we go.
Yeah.
Rage.
He's got to take damage and make an attack next round, though.
Yeah.
Right, Lipholis.
They haven't left yet. Let's encourage them. So I can get to there. Like that. That's my dash. I remember being a smaller sapling. I could move at least 5 feet faster than this. These old barks are creaking a little these days.
Rory.
Tell me you've got a ranged attack.
I don't think you got your mic on, Rory.
Now, there we go.
Now you can tell me you've got a ranged attack.
Hello. I do have a ranged attack.
Huzzah!
I'm hardened by seeing a barbarian tree come to fight these beasties. Shelvis is going to run forward, level his crossbow at one of these goblins right in front of him, and fire.
Nice.
Whoa!
Yeah,
That's a dead goblin.
that's one dead goblin.
Boom, boom. Ah! Right. Having seen a goblin being taken down, this bugbear decides that he's going to come forward and meet the threat. So he can move to... Oh, he can get there. So this bugbear comes forward to there and makes an attack with his Morning Star. Come on, bugbear stats, where are you? So it hits armor class 12 for 7 damage.
No, that's going to rebound off the shepherding leather.
Nice. Whereas the other bugbears are going to take... yep, he cheeses it off the map. Plonk him down there out of the way. And... Yep, those two... Oh, those two cheese it off the map. This one,
Are the ogres
however,
carrying the carts, or did they just abandon them?
they've got sacks with
Right.
them, the ogres have, which appear to be stuffed with... they seem to be moving. There seems to be some kind of livestock inside the sacks. Right, that was the bugbear, so it is the goblins now. This goblin is going to move into the woods, and he is going to shoot at Benjin with his short bow. Benjin is at a distance of 55 feet, so he gets a normal attack. He
That
hits,
must hit.
and you take 5 piercing damage, of course, with your
No.
damage resistance.
I've got damage resistance, so I guess I take 2.
Yep. And then that goblin does... Ah! The goblin tries to dive behind a bush so it cannot be seen. Unfortunately, it's, well...
Dives out the other side again.
At the other side of the bush, yes. Right. So we've got 3 goblins here and 3 goblins here. 3 are going to fire at Benjin and 3 are going to fire at Lipholis. The furthest one is... So that one's going to move up. And that one's going to move up. So 3 at Benjin. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa.
So what's your armor class, Benjin?
Hang on. Just move my character sheet. Armor class 15.
15. So that's
Do you get
2
more with
hits.
your raging?
1 at 6 and 1 at 3. No, he gets a damage resistance because of it.
Ah, that's it.
So he gets hit by 2 arrows, but shrugs off some of the damage.
So I get hit. So the first one gives you 1.
And the second one gives you 3.
So 4 altogether.
Yeah. And then Lipholis gets attacked by the other 3.
All of which hit him.
He takes 15 points of damage.
Tung, tung. Hmm.
What's the armor class of a tree?
13.
Ooh.
So that puts him down to...
And the ones that didn't move start heading towards there. Okay. Benjin.
Right. So. $20 Okay. Oh no, hang on. It'll be 15 up to it, wouldn't it? So I will use half my movement to run up to that one. And I will probably... Oh, what weapon? He will take a swipe at him with my great sword, I think. Boom.
It's pretty
That's a
decent.
hit.
Yeah.
And you get your rage damage on top of that as well.
Oh, yeah.
You need to
So
make a
plus
raging
2.
great sword.
Yeah, plus, yes.
Plus
yeah.
another 2. Okay.
Plus 2, sorry.
Right then. So yeah, you take a good. You
Ooh.
basically.
And that's my first rage turn as well. Sorry, I've got rage. And how many times? Because I get 10 turns.
Okay. So you started raging the last turn, didn't you? So this is turn 2. Is that right?
Oh, okay. Does it count as the first one? All
yeah,
right,
because you'll rage. Usually you rage and then you'll attack with rage on that first round. Okay, so you've done him quite a bit of damage, but he's still standing, basically.
Right. I think that's it because he'll get an opportunity.
Yeah. Okay, the
It's
ogre.
breaking up a bit, Ben.
Sorry.
Right, this ogre here is going to move in, and he's going to throw a javelin at Benjin. Oh, it should have been the normal one. So he hits and does 11 piercing damage to Benjin.
So that's 5 piercing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This one moves in here, and he fires a javelin at Lithless, which I think is going to be at long range. Yep. Nope. Wrong one. He hits armor class 15 and does 15 piercing damage.
Lithless is starting to ooze sap.
Sap. Littlest, it's your turn.
Lithless is actually questioning how important it is that these things actually. They obviously he thinks he might have slowed them down. So he's. How easy do you think it would be for him to amble into the woods?
Very easy, because he's effectively a tree.
Would it be
It's his natural
reasonable?
habitat.
Would it be reasonable that he could dash into the trees?
He can dash. Yes, it's a movement. Yeah.
In which case, he is going to dash into the trees, which puts him to about there. And then he's going to stop. And as he is basically a tree, while Lithless remains motionless, he can use his false appearance and is basically indistinguishable. And given the number of trees around him...
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. Shelvis. So Rory.
Let's assume he was slightly closer, actually. Somewhere over there.
I'm feeling slightly unnerved by all these bugbears and ogres charging around my farmland, but hardened by the appearance of this raging barbarian. I'm going to whack this thing with my quarterstaff.
Quarterstaff, and you hit it. And because Benjin is in combat with it, you also get the sneak attack damage. So you get an extra 2d6 damage on top of that.
Ooh.
How does? Oh.
So that's kind of like the flanking, isn't it? That's I think that would have been what I was thinking.
rogues get that. So yes, you do a total of 15 points of damage to that bugbear.
Nice.
Oh, I quite like that.
We should stick together.
Yeah, only if we fight small things.
Oh.
I'm a shepherd.
Sorry?
I'm a shepherd.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, the bugbear turns around and goes to whack Benjin with its Morning Star. Gets a critical hit. Does 25 points of damage. Distracted by the impressive backstab sneak attack of his new friend, the bugbear whacks Benjin across the face of its Morning Star.
Jesus.
He's in for it now.
I think that's the only bugbear. No, wait, that was the only bugbear left, isn't it? And he's gonna. I think he should get off the field by then, shouldn't he? Yeah. He's off the map as well. Okay. Benjin.
Right.
Oh,
thank you, bugbear.
Yeah, basically you turn it into bugbear stew. Just slice it, cleave it down the middle.
Right.
And you still your movement there.
Yeah, that is another right turn. And I have. They're all going to attack me anyway. It doesn't matter. I might as well just get up in there somewhere.
Get up in that troll's business.
Okay, so this ogre sees this big, hairy barbarian run towards it, and so gets its club out and takes a swing at him. He is at normal. I'm a class 14 for 12 damage.
Surely that's not a hit.
No, I'm 15. I'm not actually not got that much armor. Yeah, thing. I need some kind of magical armor, not.
This one stomps forward at Shelvus, sorry, and he takes a swing as well. Armor class 13 for 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
That is my armor class. 10 points of damage coming up.
Yep.
Ouchie.
Okay, Lipholus.
Lipholus, seeing one of the gentle village folk who actually tend to the flocks around here. And he's quite fond of the flocks. Doesn't take kindly to this beast that appears to have a sack of some of the animals that used to graze around him. So he's going to leave the woods and bring the full force of his mighty boughs on the top of this ogre. Which means he does a slam attack. And he does another slam attack.
Oh! So the first one does 19 damage. And the second one does 17 damage. Ow!
We don't like things that pester the wildlife.
Oh, yeah, you basically, just those two whacks of the branches against the ogre, it means the ogre is now covered in blood from a couple of black bashes. Shelvus.
All right, and Shelvus is now going to attack an ogre, something he never thought he would do in entire life. He's going to hit it with a quarterstaff.
And you'll get the sneak attack again. That does hit.
Yes.
And you'll get the 2d6 again.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
You did roll that twice there. I'll give you the benefit of the die. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, though, and give you the last one. So it does 22 damage too. because the ogre's still standing even after that.
Good
However,
grief.
he's teetering on the edge. The goblins, right. So these 3 goblins here will fire their short bows at. Yeah, they will fire the short bows at Benjin. None of which hit.
Either that or they hit and just bounce off my pecs.
Yeah.
Dink.
And these 3 here will fire at Litholus.
No. Ouch. Nicholas is not in a good way. There's arrows protruding all over the place. There's sap oozing.
And this one here, who tried to hide in the bushes and failed, will also fire at Litholus.
Oh. Some of his leaves begin to curl and brown, and some of his newer branches start to wilt slightly. He does not look like he's going to be long for this world.
Benjin.
So the first thing Benjin will do is shout to Leafless and tell him to get. He sees him in a bad way and tells him to get back in the forest. Obviously, he's not going to do it because it's not his turn, but that's what Benjin would do with the tree.
I appreciate your concern.
So the next turn is the troll. And this one is closest to Leafless. So I think Benjin would turn towards this the troll closest to Leafless.
But the name is Litholus.
And he would attack him his crossbow instead.
Okay.
Oh, wank.
And he misses.
Careful where you're firing that thing.
Okay, you finished, Ben?
How am I going to move?
That ogre will get an
Do you know what?
opportunity if you do.
I know, but it. I've got to think about what Benjin would do.
Fair point. Therefore, he won't be caring about that. Thank you very much.
Benjin, given one of his flaws, would run down to be Leafless, so he's going to run down here and take the attack opportunity.
Okay.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Fuck off.
Oh my
That's 33 points of bludgeoning damage.
Jesus. Okay.
Is he still up?
16. Okay, right. 33 points.
Right. However, for that action, I'm going to give you inspiration.
Okay.
So there's a little thing on your character sheet to mark that as inspiration, because you've done something your character would do, which you knew was a stupid idea, but your character would have done. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you that for role playing your character. Inspiration is a one-use thing, so you spend inspiration to give yourself advantage on a dice roll.
Oh, okay. In advance of a dice roll.
Yes, it should be in advance of a dice roll. So what you're basically doing, you're kind of going, right, I'm going to go for one thing. You know, it might be a save, it might be a skill check, it might be an attack. But it's a one-use kind of, I'm going to use advantage on this.
Yeah, so you have to say it before you do it, use it.
Yeah.
You can't roll and then go, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay. Right.
What was it, 33 you said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So, yes. 16.
Yeah, okay.
Rounded down. Okay. Then the ogre.
He's not in a good way. He's coughing blood and yeah.
Okay, so this ogre here.
Oh, do I still make it there? Or if you get hit by that?
You still do, yeah. It's just an attack opportunity. He basically just swings at your back as you run away. So you You've probably slipped the disc with the amount of force he's hit you in the spine.
Yeah.
Right, this ogre here has just seen this tree lumber out the woods and smack it, and it doesn't like trees. It's angry at the tree now, so it's going to take a swing at Litholis.
Oh dear!
And hits it for 8 damage.
So the club clatters right in Litholis's face, and a crucial part of his sap system breaks. There's an audible crack, and Litholis kind of creaks, uproots, and falls to one side, lifeless.
So after all that,
okay, I am going to just move him down there as well. Okay, the other ogre, having seen Benjin. Oh yeah, he can get there. However, he's going to go for the little man and hits for 18 bludgeoning damage.
That turns him into the smear of a former shepherd.
Oh, that takes him out as well.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's literally just Benjin left.
He's evaporated into a mist of red from that blow.
Okay.
Well, this is going to be interesting, isn't it?
The goblins see that their coast is clear, so grab as much stuff as they can. Grab as many chickens and pigs as they can grab their hands on. And seeing that their ogre friends seem to have everything in, can run off the edge of the map. Ben.
Benjin's pretty upset at Leafless having passed. So, would it be an action?
So you've cut off there, Ben.
Would that be just an activity?
Say again.
Sorry?
Say that again, Ben. You cut off then.
Oh, sorry. Is it an action to take a healing potion, or is that just an activity?
That's an action, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Think about it. You have to rummage out your bag, uncork it, and drink it.
Right. Okay. Yes, it does say an activity is only a quick thing.
You could down it and run.
No, but then they get an attack of opportunity. All right. I will just.
Or you can disengage. Remember, that's an action.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that, is he? He will just. Is one of them looking particularly worse than the other?
Yeah, whichever
one's
basically bloodied and battered. He's been hit several times by the shepherd, and he's been whacked by the tree.
Right.
He's looking in a right bad state.
So he's going to get a bit closer and great sword.
Yep, that basically cleaves the motherfucker in two.
Because he's pretty pissed.
The goblins have gone, which means it's just you versus this other ogre now.
This isn't going to go well.
So, where's my ogre gone? Why did I close my ogre? That was stupid. He takes a swing. And he misses. Right then, basically it's going to go back and forth between the two of you now because it's just you and the ogre left.
Oh,
so,
wank.
So that, Ben, what turn are you on for your rage? Is that turn 5 or is that turn 6?
I've got 4 goes left now.
Okay.
I get 10 turns on the rage, so now it's back to the ogre.
Yes, a train's arrived and run him over.
Oh.
I'm dead. Well, I'm down.
You're unconscious and you're bleeding out.
Yeah, I think. Am I? 12, 6. Yeah.
Right, I'm
out.
just going to do one thing.
Right.
Right then. You go out, everything goes black. We go back to the Abbey. Okay, what are you doing, chaps?
Well, Zanhorn had just been shouting, "Where's Benjin? He headed off to the west, didn't he?"
He did, yes. Yes.
Did we
sort
want to
ourselves
take 10 minutes for some healing?
How long before I bleed out?
You guys
Well,
take your healing.
You don't know that.
I'm going to go and be heroic. I mean, I'm going to go and help Benjin. Haval, if you need some healing, let me take your horse.
Why don't you take Patch?
Better still. Zanhorn, without any hesitation, attempts to leap straight onto the elk.
I'm going to use all 20 points of my lay on hands to bolster my own health back up, and then I'm going to come with you.
Okay. I'm going to start casting Prayer of Healing for everyone who's staying here.
Z could certainly do that.
Maxine still has a flight spell, so she could keep up with the heroic too.
Okay.
Oh, does that mean, Paul? Does that just mean that you're the only one staying?
Yeah, it looks like it.
You and Orin.
Well, what's Orin doing? What's Orin and Z doing? Sorry.
I thought Z was dead.
Z
he healed her.
Z was saved.
Cenza healed her.
Because I've got a healing spell that I could then cast on Cenza.
Yeah, I mean, I've still got 3 first level spells, so don't waste one of yours.
Okay.
Z's
So
gonna say,
ignore Prayer of Healing then, and I'll cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Brilliant.
At second level.
Z will say, as long as you guys think you have the other stuff, I'll help hold the Abbey. So she'll try and use the back way that she knows, as it were, to get in there and go and try and shore it up from the inside.
Okay.
I'll give Z a quick healing word as well, because that's only a bonus action.
Okay.
You're very kind.
So, excellent. 8.
You, halfling, you stay here and stay out of trouble.
Zanhorn will shout from the top of the elk and try and sober up a bit. You don't perform well when you're drunk.
Stay away from the ceremonial.
Okay, so as you're all doing this, as you've all been kind of healing up and recuperating,
I can see where it's going.
The bell from the Abbey has been ringing, and it's been bringing people out of the residences, and soldiers are starting to appear and troops. The abbot comes out of the Abbey with like a retinue of druids and that with him. And what's going on? What's been happening?
You're under attack.
I assume it would be Cenza relaying that at this point because we'd already be riding.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was supposed to say to him. Well, it appears you've been under attack. The elk managed to destroy 3 ogres. There were several bugbears, some goblins. Apparently, they've been attacking the whole village.
And I obviously Odin's pipe up and saying I finished them.
Well done, thank you, Orin. It's a good job you were here, Orin.
It was.
As Zanhorn's riding off, he'll be like, "He better not claim credit for all of that." There's going to be some contradicting stories.
Where are the rest of your friends, your companions?
They've gone to chase down our other companion, Benjin. He was with the tree.
Oh, Lepolis.
Awakened tree. Yeah, they were chasing down something. I'm not sure what. I was reading. Leave me alone.
Okay. Well, we'll start to get the people. Where the hell is Strog? Where the hell are his men? Shanty be damned. Why is he not here? Right. We'll start scouring. What you can see obviously there's dead bodies around, most of which have been bludgeoned by a giant elk. Right, would you like to stay here for a moment? We'll recruit some troops and I'll get some soldiers together, and together we can follow them. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Is it just yourselves in there? Does anyone need healing? How can I help?
I think you should take a rest for a moment while we regroup. You do look like you've taken, you've fought a considerable fight. So, Maxine up there, what can you see?
What can she see?
Whereby are you at the moment? Are you still above the abbey? Are you?
Well, she was taking off with.
Right. Okay. So you would have had. Sorry, he wouldn't have seen Maxine. Then I was seeing that.
Yeah,
so,
because she's still using her flying while she's got it.
Yeah. So Haval, Zanhorn, and Maxine head off towards the animal pens, towards the farm area.
Am I going to have to do some kind of death saving?
When you get to the animal pens, you meet not quite the scene of mass destruction that you'd seen previously, but you definitely see there's obviously been a fight here, because there's the dead body of Shalvus Martholio, the shepherd. You can see the felled tree of a body of Lithalas. There's a dead ogre. There's a few dead goblins, and obviously there's mess as livestock has been taken and fences have been trampled and things like that. There is no sign of Benjin.
Is there any sign as to where everything went? Can we tell that?
Can you make a survival check or investigation check, whichever's better?
Not much in it, but
no, not a clue.
Zanhorn look around at the floor.
There's footprints like leading absolutely everywhere, all over the place, in and out of the trails.
Are you trying to do an Aragorn but completely fail?
Basically, yeah. He was just going to try and bluff it. In fact, he'll look down at all the stuff on the floor, look back at the way they came, and just go, "They went that way," assuming that they carried on the way that they came. But just to be sure, you agree, right? You think they went that way as well?
Maxine, do you want to make a perception check?
Okay.
Which you might
not her best, but okay.
Might just be a wisdom check. Oh, that's bloody good. All right, you can see, you can just make out a trail of some bodies moving south. They're quite a far distance to you now. You can just make out a few bugbears, it looks like. It looks like there's some smaller creatures with them, but it's hard to tell how many there are. And you can definitely see an ogre, and the ogre has got a human body over its shoulder.
Maxine should look down at where Zanhorn's sort of pointing off in one direction and go, "What are you talking about, Bard? They've gone this way," and point in the opposite direction to Zanhorn.
Zanhorn look up at her and then look at the way she's pointing, like, "Yeah, that's the way. I meant that way."
As you're surveying the area, a group of soldiers head from the other side of the road towards you. So a group of city guard. They've got torches and they've got weapons, and they're obviously coming out because they hear the abbey bell ringing. So how it appears to be the leader of the squad comes up and goes, "What's going on?" and looks around and sees the obvious destruction and dead bodies, and all of them they look a bit upset when they see the dead body of Lithalas.
Well, we tried to raise the alarm. There was obviously a pretty mighty battle here, and one of our friends headed off in this direction. And knowing him, probably most of this was him, not Lithalas, but the other ones that died. And they're off in that direction. Yeah, not that one. Yeah, pretty sure they headed off in that direction over there.
Maxine just sort of floats down and sort of just grasps Zanhorn's arm and then sort of just moves it so it's pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, they're off in that direction. We've got to go after them. If there's any way that you can raise some alarm to say that there are various forces of goblins, ogres, bugbears headed in that direction. They're trying to escape with livestock, with grain, with food, and
The,
possibly
the
our
general
buddy.
the general alarm's been raised. I think we should head that way now.
I agree.
We've got the gatehouse on full alert. Yeah, let's head that way.
Hi-ho,
Okay.
Patches away!
I forgot you're riding Patches.
Sandhorn will like give him a kick in the chest to kind
yeah.
of get him going and hold on to his horns as hard as he can.
Don't kick Patch. He doesn't like it.
In a friendly way. Spurring kind of way.
Okay, so Paul, much the same thing is happening around the abbey. The abbot has got as much of the set guards as he can muster in the local area and farm workers and much like, and they all set torches going and they all start heading south. But what the abbot gets them to do is he gets them to spread out and try and search, basically as a search to try and limit any excursions for the north and slowly head south. So he suggests that you go along with you, Orin and Z, go along with a set of soldiers and start heading south yourself.
Okay.
So you all start heading south, and I guess with this being quite a huge place, you follow the trail. The trail is quite obvious now because the ogres are just bashing through all the the cornfields and what have they to get there. And about here-ish, no, my point is not going. About here-ish, you all meet up again. So you basically converge on the same point with two squads of soldiers. So you've probably got about 10 soldiers with you as well at this point.
What's happened? Where's Benjin?
Benjin's that way, and he'll just double check that Maxine agrees that he's pointing the right way this way. But yeah, Benjin's being carried off that way. We've got to save him. Think of the heroics. Come on, let's go.
I can't keep up with Patch on foot. What are you playing at, man?
Jump on board. Can Patches take two of us?
Giant elk.
Yeah, he's a giant elk, so probably yes.
Sandhorn will try and pull Cenza up, whether or not Cenza's interested.
Make a strength check.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
Boom, boom.
That's how us heroes do it. I hope Patches away! And he'll just gently tap him on the side this time.
A critical 90?
So, as you've recuperated and are heading south, Maxine spots something happening just to the south. You can just because you're further up, because again, I assume you're still flying and keeping an eye on things. You can see the torch lights of another group of soldiers some distance ahead, and you can see by the way the torch lights are moving around that there's some kind of fight happening, but you can't quite make out what. In fact, make another perception check.
Who's making this?
Maxine, so Derek.
Sorry, Maxine.
So which check was it, sorry?
Another perception check.
Oh dear.
So you can't quite make out what's going on, but there's obviously a big kerfuffle. There's obviously some kind of fight going on. And not exactly slowly, but quite consistently, you see the torches kind of go out.
She relays this information to the group.
That can't be good.
It's not good.
Let's go faster.
Must go faster.
So you're galloping ahead with these soldiers keeping up a thing, and as you're moving ahead, you kind of swear you hear like a whistling noise. As if something's moving through the air quite quick. And Maxine spots, too late, a giant hunk of rock that looks like it's probably the side of a building fly through the air directly at the people carrying the torches. It hits a group of soldiers that are with you and basically just splats them. into mush against the floor.
Look out below. Oh,
Sandhorn, look at that. Like, where the hell did that come from? Oh crap! Does this mean that there's more stone giants?
Two,
And he'll start
another
looking up at
boulder.
the sky.
Another boulder. It comes in at you. You can tell by the arc that it's not coming directly from above. It's kind of coming over and towards you.
Right.
And another one, it is aimed directly at your group, and misses you by a few feet.
Holy crap!
In the light ahead of you, you can just make out two figures. Figures which appear to be very tall.
Uh-oh.
He's getting the monster, mate.
Yes.
Better.
I say at this point, if they're throwing, they're probably stone giants. At least that's what the book said.
Sandhorn's like, well, obviously.
Cool.
I just
Ow!
Lumbering towards you are two, and lit by the torches just about of the torches that have been dropped by the soldiers in front of you have caught some of the hay, and there's a small fire that's illuminating them now as it starts to spread. Two, they look like men, but fat men, wearing nothing but like dirty furs to cover their modesty, kind of skulking over, but even skulking over, they're about 16 feet tall as they clump towards you.
Crikey.
And that's where we'll leave it this week.
Oh, you did it! Oh,
So we don't even know what's happened.
I think we could guess.
But so am I not having to make death saving at the moment?
Right, okay. A little bit of metagaming just so that you don't think you have to make a character in the next couple of weeks. You are knocked unconscious by the blow, and you have been taken by the ogre.
Oh, okay. So he did a
Yes.
something or other hit.
He's
Yeah.
been kidnapped.
Not to do.
He's been
Right.
barbarian napped.
Okay.
Very good.
So
That was a
thank
great
you very
session.
much, everyone who is
Yeah,
watching
great
via
one, guys.
Twitch.
thank you.
We will be back next week at the same time, so 7:30 British Summer Time for the Masters of Fate as they play the Legacy of the Crystal Shard. And it's a
Woo.
very roleplay heavy session that is, because I don't know what they're going to do.
Nor do you ever.
Well,
I don't
you
know.
always know what we're going to do. That's why we're the Masters of Fate, you know.
And this group will be back playing again Storm King's Thunder in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So apart from maybe Rory, yes, Rory, we don't think is going to be back. No.
Can't hear you.
The 30th is my little birthday.
Okay.
I definitely will be out here on 30th. And the guest date that the doctors have given us is the 28th for the arrival of player 4, my second child. So, yeah, I'm unlikely to be back now.
Player 4 enters the game. So
Yeah.
we'll have a schedule offline and see, because I have a funny feeling somebody from the other group maybe couldn't make it next week. So we'll have a quick group offline chat
Cool.
just to see what's happening. But
Maybe do a second session.
yeah, but we'll see what's going on for that then.
We
All
shall.
right.
Okay then. So everyone
Good
on
stuff.
Twitch and YouTube, because it's now going to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
Very
watching.
shortly.
Take care.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.